Hello everybody, it's Lazel here with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today we are playing Historic Brawl again, and the deck that I've built today is around Tameshi, the Reality Architect, and it is a Moonfolk Wizard legendary creature. It says whenever one or more non-creature permanents are returned to hand, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn, so this counts for our opponent and also for ourselves. And its activated ability is 1 white and X. Return a land you control to its owner's hand. Return target artifact or enchantment card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. The great thing about its activated ability is that it triggers the card draw mechanic from above, and our deck is built around a lot of sustainability until we get into a certain mana level where we can then pay off with our win cons. The most consistent win con that I found out to be is the Shark Typhoon, because we can recur it over and over again if it doesn't get exiled, and then with some big spells we can take over with some flying sharks. And in addition to that, I've also added both of the Jin-Gitaxias, which are also great just to stabilize in the late game and to have a certain win con. Kiora Best's the Sea God is also a great addition to this deck. You can recur it over and over again and get those 8/8 tokens. You can tap your opponent down and gain control of their key cards. So the way how we get there is actually we have quite a few board wipes in this deck. We have the Day of Judgment, we have Wrath of God, we have Time Warp. Then with that we can also bounce some very important creatures that we have. And in addition to that, we try to stabilize and get to there with some cheap artifacts where we can generate value with. So, of course, we have the simple mana rocks that you will probably find in every historic Brawl deck, but in addition to that, there are also some nice enchantments and artifacts that are cheap, generate a bit of value, but in addition with Tameshi, they get recurred over and over again and are just a great addition. So, for example, one of the very interesting cards in this deck I find is Potion of Healing. I've added it because I really like playing an artifact on turn 2, drawing a card from it, and depending on the situation where we're in, where we still have to stabilize until turn 4, where we have to wipe the board, it can still generate us a bit of health. We can recur it, we can get a lot of card draw from it, and just as other cheap enchantments, like for example the Birth of Meletis, where we just thin out our deck by searching for planes, we create a wall that helps us and we gain some life. And then I also like playing the Mnemonic Sphere in this deck, because it is a cheap artifact that you can bring out, but you can also just channel it turn 1 and have something that draws you a card, and you can recur it with Tameshi for additional card draw. There might be options like, for example, turn 1 you can also opt and scry and draw 1 card, but with Tameshi in this deck and playing around Tameshi's ability, I find Mnemonic Sphere a bit more interesting, because we can return it, we can draw 2 cards from it, and so on and so on. Another win con that comes out pretty early is the Ominous Seas, where we just get paid off from drawing cards because we create those 8/8 blue Kraken tokens. So overall, I think that the win con is actually pretty clear by now. We have a quite, well, not that many counterspells. We have the normal counterspell. I have the Pact of the Negation in here. And in addition to that, that is actually it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay, we still have the Mystical Dispute. And overall, we have just a lot of value generating things that try to bring us into the late game. Another key card that I found out to be very interesting is the Teferi's Ageless Insight. So I don't want to talk about every single card in this deck, but Teferi's Ageless Insight is just a great card in my opinion. If you can bring it out in a stable board and just profit from the card draw from Tameshi, you get a lot of value out of this, and it pays off just as soon as you have drawn 1 or 2 cards, and then it's actually 4 cards, so just a great card. So, as I just said, don't want to talk about too many of the cards in here. We are playing around enchantments, we are playing around artifacts, and yeah, I'd say let's jump into some games. Alright, Satoru Omizawa. A ninjutsu deck. We are Wrath of God, Farewell, Arcane Signet. On the draw, definitely keeping this against this type of deck. Let's see what they ninjutsu in. Alright. 3 mana open. I guess we will just try to bait out something. Let's see if they let resolve the Mox Ember. And now we go for the Ominous Seas. They also let that resolve. Okay. Nothing there. That's okay. We are generating value now, so totally fine. Let's try to bring out Tameshi to bait out anything that they have in hand. Yep, that is okay. Alright. That is okay. Now they are tapped out, they will get the first board wipe of mine. Do I immediately want to go for the farewell? I don't think so, we will just Wrath of God it. First one. Let's see if they go for the replay. Nope. Anything else? 3 mana open whenever one or more ninja or rogue creatures you control create a treasure token. Alright. So the way that we are going to play this one is we will just pass the turn. Maybe play Blink of an Eye kicked, draw a card, see what happens. Draw 3 cards, then discard unless you discard an artifact card. Okay. Well, that's powerful, but okay. So no matter which creature they currently have in hand, they cannot ninjutsu it in with the Satoru, they just discarded Shadow Walker, so they are actually really playing around just ninjas. Interesting. So, yeah. Or do we wanna... Yeah. Let's see what happens, if they have a counterspell or not. If they have prepared or foretold a sword coming, they cannot play it anyways. There's our Jin. Okay. They have 4 mana available. Don't want to play Jin Gitaxias right into it. I mean, we would still have our Swords to Plowshares up, so I think we will just go for it. Cannot get anything back from the graveyard anyway, so let's see. I think we will pay the 1. Alright. Actually, not that... Well, okay, the Jura Disruption. At some point it doesn't pay off anyways to hold on to it, so they just baited something out. Behold the Multiverse, helpful just to find more resources to remove Jin Gitaxias. We ain't shields down, because we still have the mana from the Mox Ember. Lucky there that Jin Gitaxias is a legendary creature. Alright, there's our first victory. Let's go for the next one. Okay, we are against Kranko, the mob boss. So some early interaction would be great. We are on the draw. Search for Skanta might be helpful, but we don't have the double blue for Baron, so this looks way better. Alright, no turn 1 play of our opponent. As per Sentinel, turn 1. So powerful. Alright, opponent makes a treasure. I think we just want to bring out the Ominous Seas for now. Just to get these counters going, maybe bait out some enchantment removal if they have something. Alright, Goblin Chieftain is actually very good here. So, I guess we will just go for Tameshi for now. 2-3 against 2/2s. If they have another Anthem effect, we are in trouble, but let's see if they have. Turn 4 we'll be struggling with Krenko, who can immediately create gobos. Alright, that's okay. It doesn't have first strike yet, so we can get rid of it. Trading it for Tameshi. Next turn we will bring out Baron, bounce the Chieftain to delay the haste. Till then we have to find answers. I think the trade is fine here. Alright, there's an answer. So we can actually let our opponent get Krenko, make a few tokens. Number of Goblin Sea controls. I mean, he missed a land drop, so we can actually just go for the Arcane Signet and then bring out Baron, bouncing the Chieftain. Just keep delaying our opponent a bit more. Another Goblin Chieftain. Alright, so we can go for the trade actually. And yep, that's fine. We have 6 available. We can bring out Tameshi again, but I think we will just wait and go for the first. Will our opponent have the next land? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Discard a card, draw a card. Yeah, reasonable. There's the next one. I think now we will just go for the card draw. We could discard the Sigil, but I don't think I want to. I think I prefer going like that. Get another 3 triggers. Yeah, that's good. Attack like that. So we will wipe the board now, so we can just jump and save in some damage. I mean, we could also play the Jin-Gitaxias. If our opponent brings out a Goblin, they would have 4 now. Not gonna risk that. Next turn we can start making Kraken tokens. And then we should be good to go. Don't need it yet. For our opponent's next turn it's going to be interesting. Against flying. And here they have the Mentor. Yep, let's just bring out Jin-Gitaxias. End of our opponent's turn we will make our first Kraken. Then I want to see how they stabilize from that. That's our first 8/8, nice. Another land, we could bring back the Esper Sentinel. What's actually not that bad because we enable card draw with it. So we will just pay the 1, take a land back, draw a card. And then we can start smashing. We will keep Jin-Gitaxias back for now. And let's see what our opponent does with what they have. Due to the fact that they are... Alright. I can pay the 1. But it still gets countered. Alright. I think if we play the Authority they will immediately surrender, but... Yeah. Could have played the Lantern first. No. We still could have played, I forgot about the Arcane Signet. Nice! Sadly our opponent missed a few land drops. It would have been interesting if they could have played on curve, but yeah, let's go to the next one. Alright, Bruno, I think he's called. Yeah, Bruno Battlehammer, so an equipment deck. Cold Steel Heart, we are missing double blue for the absorb. We have a Brainstorm in hand, we are on the draw, but we have the inscription, so it is risky to keep, but let's give it a try. Well, that is some pure luck. Island first, let's see, opponent going for the Mindstone. Do we need to Brainstorm now? No, I don't think so. Crypt Creature has Trample. Whenever a Crypt Creature deals combat damage to players, seek a card with mana value equal to that damage. Wow, okay. And yep. Wrath of God, very helpful. Let's go for the blue. Replicating Ring, all of that is fine, so we can play it like that. Don't have anything in our graveyard. I think now we can use the Brainstorm pretty soon to just search for gas. We could also go for the Inscription, but I want to keep it for the kicker effect and just bounce stuff. Replicating Ring might be an idea for this deck too, but yeah. Alright, so there's Aurelia. Do we want to counter this? I think we want to counter this. We played this on blue, so we can still Brainstorm afterwards, that's good. Alright, let's Brainstorm. See what we can find. Alright, this looks good. So what do we put back? I think for now there is only one target for the Elspeth Conquers Death, so we don't need it right now, and I think we can also put away a land, and we will just draw the Elspeth. That's fine. We will play the Plains. We have 5 mana, we could go for the Elspeth, but I think I'm not too afraid of the Replicating Ring right now, so I guess we will just pass the turn, see what our opponent does. Maybe cracking the Mindstone, yep, makes sense. Bruno, do we want to Elspeth him? Yeah, I think at some point we have to bring it out. And we can save the cancel for something else. So we will play an island, we will play the Elspeth. Could have also just wiped the board here, but I think we are generating more value by just playing the Elspeth. We can get back there already, I think. Oh no. From your graveyard, yeah, alright. That rune makes sense. Yep. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to do is cast it for our opponent, go for Bruno. Bruno Battlehammer. And I don't want to wipe it yet because our opponent is gathering up some nice mana value. We have 5, 6 available, and we could inscription, but we also can wipe it. I think we will just wipe it here. Three, 6, 7, 8. They can cast Bruno, and now currently we don't have the counterspell, but that's okay. Going off here, we should have put a stop into our upkeep. Oh no, the draw would have happened and then the lore counter would have been there, so I think what we'll do is now we bring out Tameshi, because so we can bring back Elspeth Conqueror's Death next turn. Depending on what our opponent does, we will just cancel it, and then we will have the first for meaning for some additional card draw. Our opponent sacrificing a land, searching their library for an aura or equipment card, that's fine. And or wow, okay, Shadow Spear and Rune of Speed. Yep. Swords. Fateful Absence. Do we allow that? I think we do. No, we don't. Because we want to bring back the Elspeth, so yep, let's protect it. Opponent could only have one more removal, or now 2 more removals in hand. Alright, makes sense. Showdown is great for them, wow, what a draw. Wandering Emperor, Traverse Disciple, Cosmos Elixir, Halvar. Nice. So definitely something to get rid of. We will take an island back, draw a card from that, and yep, exile the Showdown. Okay, so we have a bounce spell that is very helpful for the Soul Steer Spear because we get rid of the runes. Definitely need to keep that in mind. We will just attack for now, it's fine. Okay, they could have... Oh, they can conjure when it attacks. They can exile Tameshi now. We shouldn't have attacked. Forgot about that. Yeah. Understandable. That was a misplay of mine.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Will they equip? Okay, so it has haste. Alright, they are on their combat step. Do we want to give them a lightning bolt? We actually don't. Into their library, okay. So, do we want that to happen? We want to go for bigger creatures actually, but they can easily remove Tameshi with it, so we can get rid of all of the runes. But Do we want to? We can go for the inscription next turn. I think we will just let it happen for now. Sure, we gave them some advantage there, but alright. Okay, so we have 3, we have 8. We could go for Tameshi again and prepare when the Elspeth goes off. That would be great. We can also bounce him, but we will take a number 5. That is okay. Let's see if we can stabilize like that again. If Tameshi is about to survive, we can also, first for meaning, maybe find... Alright, yeah, we will take action here. Well, that is something. There's an 8-4 now. Wow, this is powerful. No blocks. What we'll do now is, first for meaning, we will discard the Cure Best the Sea God, or do we want to keep it and just get rid of the Teferi's Ageless Insight? We have 7 men on board, we will have 9 next turn, so I think we will just discard the Ageless Insight. Yeah. This is an first strike counter, okay. Okay, good thing we did it, because now we have enough mana available to also bounce something with the Brazen Borrower. We can also now jump with an 8-8. And yeah. Still have to play a bit defensive here, but we can make it. Lightning Bolt or Tameshi. Yeah. There's a Shadow Spear. Now opponent is just throwing out all of their equipments, that is okay. That is also okay. So before damage we will bounce Bruno. So that we are playing it like that. I mean, they can still replay a lot, so we really need that Reverse Rebuke, but we'll see. Alright, so now we can get rid of the Wanderer, that is helpful. That's okay. Alright, and I think we can prepare Cosima here. Alright. Let's get rid of the Wanderer. We can also bring out Tameshi again. Of course, currently we are shields down, but I don't see a haste enabler so far. They will just get the disciple back, and we will double bounce them with the inscription now as we are going to kick it. So let's see first what we are about to steal. I think we will take the disciple here. Okay, so they are trampling. Itself has haste. Totally forgot about that. So we would survive with 1. Now we are just going to take it. Yep. They will probably move one of the equipments. Alright, Shadow Spear. Let's take it. Okay, they didn't let the Shadow Spear on it for the lifelink. That makes it reasonable. Well, that is something. I mean, we are still facing the fact that our opponent might find one of the lightning bolts, but it's good that we found the potion of healing. What we can also do now is we have 4... We should have enough to get back the Hero Best the Sea God. I think it's a nice play here. Could also go for the Elspeth Conquers Death. So get rid of Bruno. Think that we then, yeah, we'll do it like that. Alright, first one down. Now we will hit for 14, alright. And now, yep. Let's hope that our opponent didn't find any of the lightning bolts. I mean, they have enough. If they now draw one, it's okay, because we can in response still use the potion of healing. That is okay. There's Bruno again. Maybe they are just baiting it out. Yep. So they go for all enchantments and all graveyards. Okay. So, well, due to the fact that they don't have anything, we should have let that resolve first. That was a misplay. We just gave away our potion of healing for free. But okay. Alright, drawing a card. I think we attack and then we just play our own farewell and just exile all artifacts and all creatures. Okay, now we can go for all artifacts. Do they have anything? They only have their own farewell. And yep. Now we get rid of all of their annoying artifacts. And now we can... Yep. Hold on to it. I also have a Brazen Borrower, so let's see. I think that Potion of Healing was a huge misplay of mine. Alright. Gatwick is helpful. And we should have attacked with the Brazen Borrower, missed out on 3 damage there. Did they draw it? I mean, they have conjured so many of those into their deck. Legion's Landing, alright. One of your cards in hand, scry 2, then draw 2. Alright. Don't need both of those. There's a Solemn, alright. Only when we cast a blue spell we tap something down. What we can do is we can play him for 5, 8, 9. We could play him for 9 and draw 9 cards. But first we will attack. Alright, let's see what we find. Yep, all of them can resolve. Then we can end our turn. We will get rid of the lightning bolts. Raidan is helpful. River's Rebuke is great. Counterspell, don't need it, they have enough mana. Bounce spell is helpful. And yeah. Let's see. Did they draw the lightning bolt? Yep, they did. Oh man. Okay. Alright, let's see what we're up against. Battle Dross, nice. Alright, so we are on the play, sadly missing blue mana, so taking a mulligan here. Yeah, this looks okay. Some early interaction, Brainstorm always helpful. Sadly, Glacial Fortress won't be having that much, but yeah, it actually doesn't really matter. Alright, Jungle Hollow, and I guess for now we will just play the Mind Stone, see if we can get ahead. Alright, Reality Chip is actually a nice draw, but I think we will just go for the Wizards class and level it up to draw 2 cards. Ah, okay, totally forgot that we are lacking a bit in blue. But next turn we are able to work with that. Let's see if our opponent has any enchantment removal. Radiant Fountain. And a Cultivate, alright. Snowlands, so there is probably a Blood on the Snow in the deck. Right, another Plains. We are at 5, so drawing another 2 is fine. Alright. So next turn our opponent can bring out... oh no. The turn after our opponent can bring out Belladros. Alright. Day of Judgment. I think we will brainstorm here to find more islands. There they are, nice. Okay, so I think we want to hold on to the swords. We want to... yeah, put these 2 away. The order is actually... let's put it like that. Island, and now we can go for... we could level it up, but there's no reason to it. I think for the start, because we only have 1 blue mana available, we could go for the Fading Hope, but Belladros can come out next turn, which is actually fine because we have the Day of Judgment. I think that's the best interaction we can do, so... well, that was a misclick, didn't want to channel it, I wanted to play it, but... okay, just so happened. So let's see if our opponent brings out Belladros. Yes, the mana. He does it, nice. Okay. Yeah, why not? Then we can also crack the Mind Stone. If they are paying 10 life just to protect it, I'm totally fine with that. Intervention. Snakeskin. Infuse with Vitality. Alright. Well, it's Exile, actually. Oh, okay. Well played. Nice Village Rites play. Alright, more islands, that's good. So we can wipe the board here. Or we just go for Behold the Unspeakable and let our opponent fill up the board even more. So with that we would still have 1 mana open, so we could Fading Hope and see what our opponent does. But I think we want to slow him down even more, so I think Day of Judgment is like the thing. Alright. Still 2 mana available, so we will bring out the Reality Chip. And let's see what happens. Chromatic Lantern on top. Alright, that's fine. This is also fine. If we are about to hit our opponent, we will hit hard. Which is why we can go for Chromatic Lantern. So what do we have in our graveyard? We have the Mind Stone, we have the Sphere, we currently have 5 mana available, so we cannot get anything back right away. So with 5 mana I think it's most reasonable to just go for the Behold, and we will set a stop into our upkeep. So for the second trigger we can Fading Hope anything that our opponent brings out, so we get the better trigger out of it. And draw 4 cards. But therefore we really have to hope that our opponent plays something. Let's see if he has any enchantment removal. Replays Belladros, that's fine. So with that we have only 1 card in hand. 1 or fewer, so we will draw 4. And we actually, because of the draw step, we can try to go full control here. We will take our draw step. We will have trigger on the stack. Yeah, it has to happen like that. That's sad, but okay. Thought we could outplay it, but with the Blue Sun's Zenith, it wouldn't have been possible in any way. So what is a good thing is actually that we have the Farewell, because I am afraid of the Witch's Cauldron. Because our opponent is about to draw some cards, so for the price of our Chromatic Lantern we can just remove artifacts. I'm not worried about the revenge of the Ravens, so if we go for that we can still use the Omnious Seas. Yeah, that's fine. I think we will go and also get rid of all graveyards. But so far our opponent only has that Flashback Marauder, and we have some interesting things in our hand. So not that, we will just exile all creatures and exile all artifacts. And I think that's a reasonable price. Before that we should have played the Ominous Seas because the Lantern got exiled. We missed that, that was a misplay. Belladros can come out now again. Alright. So we have a 3/3, we can level this up. I think we bring out the Seas. And also our commander. Let's see what our opponent can do with their turn, and depending on what happens we are able to make a very powerful play next turn. With 4 cards in hand I'm sure they have some interaction. Growing Rites of Ulamog, alright, or Itlomog. Ulamog would be funny, but... So we can get back the chip, the Mind Stone and the Sphere. Alright, Nyxbloom Ancient. Now we have a problem. Yep, that's fine. Our opponent is about to receive a huge crackback. But with the Nyxbloom Ancient we have a problem. So opponent doesn't have that many cards in hand, so keeping mana open for the cancel would be great, but then we cannot play our blue Xenos Flare. I think for now we have to use Tameshi to bring back the reality chip. We'll bounce a land, draw another card. Sublime Epiphany, that's great. Alright. So we could reconfigure the chip and play the land from the top of our library, but I think we will just leave it for now. We have 3 for 7 mana available. We can interact with the Sublime Epiphany, we can interact with the Vision. So I think we are good for now, and yeah, I guess we can also hit for 5. Interact with our opponent, depending on what they are about to do. They can generate a huge amount of mana, and I hope they just pay everything into a Finale of Devastation or something like that, and then we counter it. So we'll see. Alright, Swamp. Grey Merchant, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits, okay. So I don't think that that is worth countering yet. I think, do we want to jump? No, we can take the 1. Or the 5 for now. Okay, we can draw cards or we can make a copy. I think for now we wanna get rid of the Raven. We'll make a copy of the Vision and we will target us. So let's hope that our opponent doesn't have any interaction. Okay, that is a powerful play here by Veil of Summer. Well, still we will make a token here. And we will draw a card. Wow. Oh man, that's so sad. Yeah, I guess that's game. Alright, so our chip is growing. We have a Gatwick on top. We will play a land for the turn. I guess we will bring back the Behold. How much is it? Behold is 5, okay. And we will bounce a land, draw another card. We can hold up the cancel, so we ain't out yet. And we are drawing cards, so yeah, I think Tameshi can also use another one. Faithful Mending on top, we have a Gatwick in hand, we have 4 mana available, we are good to go. Let's pass the turn and see what our opponent does. That's really sad. That end of turn play wasn't that easy. So if we would have survived and would have made a copy of the Vision and then would have blue Zenith flared, We might have won the game there. Prosperous Innkeeper. Do we want to counter that? I don't think so. I'd rather prefer to draw another card with the Blue Zenith Flare. It's an expensive card draw, but it's worth it. Yeah, Belladros can attack. There's another one for Tameshi. So he's a 4/5 and kill off the merchant. Alright, so there's a Solemn on top. For now we will just improve our reality chip. Inscription is great here. Alright, so we can make our first Kraken token, that's a good thing. Then we can kick something of our opponent or bounce it back to the hand. I think what we want to do is we can kick it off and counter whatever they bring out. But no, we can't, because we would need one more mana. We have 4, yeah, okay, cannot do that. Okay, where we have interaction, so we just bring out Gatwick and we can with instant speed play the Faithful Mending in their turn, so then we would still have 5 mana available, so we will just bring out the Gatwick for 1, that is okay. Alright. So we won't be drawing cards here. What we still can do is like bring out another body. Then we still have mana available for counterspell. Alright, we can make a Kraken token, gotta keep that in mind. And in our opponent's turn we can still tap something down before the combat step. Or we can counter something. I mean counter and tap something down. So Wolf Willow Haven, do we care about that? Not really. So what we'll do, we'll just Faithful Mending here. Tap down Belladros, because it's currently the only thing that can attack us. Nice. Think we will, yeah, pump up Gatwick. Why not? Next turn we will have our vision back. It's going to be huge. Alright. Let's remove the first 8, make our first 8/8, nice. Okay, so what I want to do now is reconfigure the reality chip. We will put it on a solemn. Right. Playing lands and stuff. I think we wanna... Yep. Play this Saga. Bounce the token. And we will just wait another turn. We have our counterspell available. Sadly, this one, none of our Krakens trample because they will just jump with the 1/1s. And they will drain us from the revenge of Ravens. So what I'm currently trying to do is like get through my deck, find my River's Rebuke, find any answer for that board. Cosmos Elixir, and yeah, definitely too scary. Cannot allow my opponent to have that. We will tap down Baladros again. Sadly, not enough mana available to play the flashback of Faithful Mending. So let's see what artifacts we have that we can get back. That's okay. There's a River's Rebuke, that's what we wanted. So we will pump up this boy. And I think we will get back the Sphere. Play a land for turn. River's Rebuke our opponent. Tap down. And yep, that would have been it. Nice! What a cool game. Alright guys, so these were some interesting games around Tameshi the Reality Architect. I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, then I would say see you in the next video. Goodbye guys.